What's up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is Saturday night. Ooh, I hope you all are doing well. Hello, Liana, Lily. What's up, Wallflower, and Wendy, and Jen. Hello, Jody, and Tigger, and Shannon. Hi to everybody who is in the chat, getting some things put together on my little computer here. There we go. I think I got us all set up. Okay, what's up, Allison? How are you? Dustin apparently kicked something on his way through the living room. Apparently, Beans set up a booby trap for him because he stepped on a stick and it flipped up and hit him in the knee. And he probably deserved it, for all I know. Let me go through my tools really quick. I've got my pen here. This is from Diamond Pen Pal. They're over on Etsy. This is the Ajasai pen. It's got hydrangeas on this side, and then Ajasai by Margaret Morales on this side from Mary Morales. I hadn't used it in a while. You do not steal the salmon until I'm ready to give it to you, sir. He came up and tried to take it. Tricky little, I gotta cut it in half. Hold on. I got his salmon skin ready for the live. I cut it up, and so he'll behave himself. All right, here you go, Beans. But you gotta see if I can bring you over here and oh, okay, wait. All right, here, come here, Beans. Come here, Beans. You want it? You gotta come take it. Get it. It's okay. Come here, Beans. Come here. Not you, Sugar. Come here, Beans. Come here. Bring your little nose over this way. I'm trying to get him over here. Come here. No, I don't want to shake with you. There we go. There. All right, go take your treat. Crunch. Oh my God. Oh, like you just bit into a bone or something. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. I love this pen also. She's my favorite. Now, they can make a copy of this pen with the like hydrangeas if you request it from Diamond Pen Pal, but the image is very special. And Melissa is about to get a package with hers in there very, very soon here. I'm also in my multi-placer. I am using Putty Crocker, the Easter bouquet. This is from last year's drop of Easter stuff. I'm just trying to like use up the rest of it. I've only got a little bit left. And then in my single placer, as always, I'm using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. Also on Etsy. Putty Crocker you can find on her own site. And then I've got my trinket tray here from Pucky Pie Pours. You can find Pucky Pie on Facebook. I love this trinket tray. This is the Simba tray, a little smaller, but it's got little fishes in it. And it seemed correct for Fisher Gal as my diamond painting. Hello, Jamie and Melissa and Buffy. Welcome. Hi, Sarah. Love my Saturdays for this hangout time. Oh, I'm so glad. All right, let me get these things out of the way. And then I've also got a diamond painting tray from Firefly over at fireflyda.com. What's up, Vicky? This one is the Switch Mini Max from Firefly. Now be aware, I didn't think about this when I was showing it off like the first few times. I have kind of giant man hands. Not everybody does. And so the Switch Mini Max might not be a good size for some people, especially if you have smaller hands. For me, like I have no problem with the size, but that being said, if you're looking for something that's a little bit smaller, I am told that the Inferno is perfect for people with smaller hands. The Switch Mini Max isn't actually all that mini, but this one has a removable lid and a removable trash tray, which I usually take out and set over on my lamp. And then it's got an open and close pour spout. And I like the little hole here. I don't use it very often, but you can put your pen in it and it will keep your pen from rolling away. Very handy stuff. Set that up there. Hello, Dari. Dari? Probably Dari. I'm gonna go with Dari. How are you guys doing? It's Saturday night. What are you working on? Anything fun and interesting? You got some good stuff happening? I am working on, cover that up again real quick. I am working on Fisher Gal from Diamond Art Club. That's this one by Ivy Dolamore. And I am right about in here on the diamond painting where it says new buns. Oh, geez, sugar. Shush. We barking at nothing. A little early for a sugar shaming, don't you think? Give me sugar. Give me. No beans. I wasn't going to give her your treat. Hold on, I'll go get sugar for you. Come here, sugar. Come here, sugar. Your people want to see you. Look it. There's the sugar. There she is. She's looking for more treats. Always looking for treats. Oh my gosh, that dog. All right, so Vicky's working on Feathered Hedge Witch. Ooh, I like that one. It's a beautiful raven. And that particular artist is actually a tattoo artist from Wisconsin, which I thought was pretty cool. I hope they carry some more of her paintings. Like the raven wasn't actually one of the ones from her that I was hoping to see, but I hope that they bring on some more of her artwork because she's got a lot of really amazing designs. Why does Sugar look so scared today? She was preoccupied with treats because I gave one to Beans and she had already eaten her little piece of it. So not so much scared as she is preoccupied with wanting the treat that Beans is chewing on. Working on paint gem doors. Ooh, laundry black cats. That one is so cute. I saw a picture on Reddit today, a woman who has a Russian blue, but the eyes are like emerald green. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm used to seeing Russian blues with like amber golden eyes, but this one had beautiful green eyes. I was like, oh my gosh. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so funny little story on why I'm doing a things that you don't know. So someone had posted a diamond painting ladybug on a sunflower, but it was daisies and black-eyed Susans. And I was like, well, those are black-eyed Susans and daisies, not sunflowers. Turns out that sunflowers and black-eyed Susans are in the daisy family. So all sunflowers are daisies, but not all daisies are sunflowers, if that makes sense. And I thought, well, there's so many things in this life that I don't know about. So I looked up a bunch of like weird facts, things that, you don't get taught in school necessarily that would be interesting to know, but obviously not something that you necessarily need to know. And I thought, okay, I've got all these weird facts of things that we'll learn together because I didn't know that about black-eyed Susans being a daisy or a sunflower for that matter. And so I thought, yeah, why not? I asked for recommendations on what we should do. And yeah. Yeah, you missed it, Sarah. She came in before you did and said hey to everybody. She was being sneaky, but not that sneaky. Not sneaky enough, apparently. Let's see. We're gonna do that one. Looking for my next color. There we go. Yeah, the cat was absolutely stunning. If you go and look on the Reddit, the diamond painting Reddit, it's on there. That's where I saw it. Not the Diamond Art Club one specifically, but specifically the one for just diamond painting. Hold on a second. Beans, what are you looking for over here, dude? I don't have any more treats. I gave it all to you. It's all gone now. It's all gone now, dude. I'm sorry. Go bug dad. Maybe he's got something for you. I know. You're terrible at sharing. Dad's awful at sharing stuff. Me sneaky never. Yeah, so ooh, Rose Dawn, hello, working on flower pressed wings by Yume. Ooh, gorgeous. Wants the other half of that salmon skin. I gave it to him, Wendy. I gave it to him. He's already got it. The sneaky booger that he is. Flower buns is a beautiful finish, Cat. That one is lovely. And I had thought that the background was more white, and I like seeing it's got so much more going on in there. It's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. If you guys are not in the Discord, you should definitely join because we have some really beautiful finishes going up on there. Loving those. Just about done with Take a Bite. Wow, that's fast. My dog just ended up with an orange square diamond on her black nose. Aw. Yeah, Beans likes to stick his nose where it doesn't belong, and sometimes he'll end up with some diamonds on his nose too. Because he thinks he needs to come up here and put his chin up on my diamond paintings. His goober face. It's like, no, you need not do that. That is totally unnecessary. All right. So I got together a bunch of weird facts and I thought, okay, we'll discuss them because they're things that no one really ever needed to know, but totally should. And it's just because you never know when you might need to throw out some like random weird fact at somebody. Hold on, I'm going to scooch a light back because I keep touching it with my face. There we go. Fix that. Working on Sleeping Beauty by Willowing Arts from Diamond Art Club. Don't love that it's acrylic drills. Yeah, I said it. You know, so a while back, I had posted a post review of a finish. I think it was Teffy, actually. And it was an old Diamond Art Club, an old round. And so it was acrylic drills. And somebody had asked me on the video, when did they stop doing acrylic drills, which was a long time ago. I think they were finally like, I think they had the acrylic drills for a very short time, maybe a year, if that. And so anything you've purchased fairly recently after I'd say like 2020 is going to be resin. But as I was going to answer their question, they went and posted on the VIP page and asked like, when did you guys switch from acrylic drills? And the person who answered them from DAC had said we never had acrylic drills, and then locked the post. And I was like, what? Don't make me a liar. Well, then they came back to my video and said Diamond Art Club said they never had acrylic drills. I was like, now I know for a fact that's not true. Beans, sir, what are you barking at, buddy boy? Sorry. Dustin will end up taking him for a drive if he gets a little too obnoxious, but he'll probably be okay. What you can do, Dustin, honestly, I know it sounds silly, but if you put him on a leash and have him sit with you there, he's less likely to bark. Started it on February 26th. Well, I guess that's true. Well, that's a few weeks. That's what I learned today, that square was always resin, but not rounds. Yeah. Yep. Working on Moon Goddess. Oh, I love Moon Goddess. That's one that I have that I want to work on. Beans is over here like legit throwing a fit on the floor. Not sure what his issue is. Yeah, they at one point they did have acrylic drills. I mean, I could I could pull out a painting and show it off. I'll take the drills off and even melt them if people don't believe me, but it was just crazy that they were like, "We've never had acrylic drills." I'm like, okay. I mean, it's been a long, long, long time, and it's possible that the person who answered the question just didn't know that at one point they did have acrylic drills, but that was like early, early Diamond Art Club days. This was back when they were doing like basically snack sized pieces that you could buy one and get three free. Early, early, early Diamond Art Club days. Like 2019. You can still find them out of D-Stash too, where you'll end up with a round kit that has acrylic drills. Doesn't happen very often, but the older it is in archive, the better chance you have of getting one with acrylics. But okay, so first weird fact of things that you didn't know, but and you probably don't need to know, just weird knowledge. You cannot hum with your nose plugged. That's impossible to do. You can't hum with your nose plugged because when you're humming, it's actually sound that is exiting your nose. And I'm like, I mean, you can make a sound. It doesn't really sound so much like humming. It's sort of doable. I tried it. Oh. You can make sounds, but like actually humming a tune, not so much. Not so much. Not me trying to hum. I just tried it. I'll plug my nose and yeah, you can make a sound, but you can't really you can't really hum a tune. Oh, here's something that's a little fun fact, right? Fun fact. The dot over the I is called a tittle. Tittle. That is the dot over an I is called a tittle. Well, isn't that fun? A tittle. You never know. You might need to tell somebody about the dot over the I being a tittle. Or you could tell somebody and they'd be like, I don't believe you. $5 says it's true that the dot over an I is called a tittle. I didn't know that. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it here. Okay, everyone's trying now. Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay, this is interesting. The smell of fresh cut grass is actually a distress signal from the plant. It's the grass like screaming. That's interesting. Didn't know that was a thing. And now I'm a little horrified. I don't like the smell of grass crying. No, I do not. I'm in fact allergic to the smell of grass crying. What's that say about me? That I'm a fucking hippie? Yes, it's probably true. I was unaware that it was a distress signal. But it is a very singular smell too. Kind of sad, a little bit sad. I love that smell. Now I'm concerned. Then you have to figure out what that says about you. That you love the murderous screams of grass crying. I don't know, man. I don't know. Grass murderer. Okay. What about, let's see. The opposite of deja vu is jamais vu. Beans, like I said, dude, put him on a leash. He'll sit there and he'll be quiet. I know it sounds nuts, but it works. The opposite of deja vu is jamais vu, when something familiar suddenly feels strange. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if I've ever experienced that necessarily. Okay, that's not true. That is not true. I have been on walks with Dustin, and I remember in particular, right before I went into rehab, there was a night that um, we were walking up a hill and it was dark out. It was nighttime. And the light from the like street light or whatever was showing through the trees. So there was like shadows on the road because we were walking on the street itself. But the shadows on the road, because of, well, now I know because of the LED light, it made the shadow look like squared. Like, how do I explain it? It looked like when you're playing a video game and the like it doesn't do shadow very well, so it looks very squared off. And so that was a time where something familiar like light through the trees or whatever felt very, very strange. It was like being in a video game where the world wasn't loading in correctly or something. I guess that would be a case for me of something called jamais vu, where something familiar begins to feel very strange. But I don't know of any other instances. Let's see if we can find any more examples. Examples of jamais vu. Looking at a familiar face and thinking it's unfamiliar or new. Walking into your childhood home and feeling like it's unfamiliar. Feeling disoriented or seeing a familiar place with new eyes. Oh, this is one. Questioning whether you spelled a word you write often correctly. I do that with like apartment is one. The word weird, because the whole I after E except after C rule or whatever. That's one. Like, I'm one of those people that I write things out so I can tell whether or not I'm spelling it right. And in that instance, yeah, I'll look at it and go, did I spell that right? And I'll second guess it. That's called jamais vu. Musicians losing their way in a familiar passage of music. I've had that happen as well. Interesting. Okay, here's a science one that's pretty interesting. Water can boil and freeze at the same time in a vacuum, and that's called the triple point. So it can be both freezing and boiling at the same time. That's pretty interesting. That happens to me with the word business. Yeah, business is another one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Triple point. So if you put water in a vacuum, I'm assuming that means like the vacuum of space, that it can boil and freeze at the same time. I wonder what that would do to like a human, because we're made up of so much water. If we would also like hit triple point, ew, that's terrifying to think about. Ooh, I just flicked diamonds everywhere. This is probably why we don't live in a vacuum. So instead of boiling hot, it's boiling cold. Yeah. Okay. Here's a funny one. Wombat poop is cube shaped. When they poop, it comes out shaped like a cube. What is your Okay, but for real, what does your butthole have to be shaped like in order for your poop to come out cube shaped? It's the shape of their colon, like in a rock tumbler? Okay, Dustin says that it's because their colon essentially tumbles it around so that it tumbles out. I don't know about tumbles out, but it's okay, that's true. When a goat poop, it tumbles out. So I guess yes, that's true. But yeah, their colons essentially tumble it into the shape of a cube. Well, that's fun. I'd still like to blame the butthole personally. I mean, I imagine your butthole's got to be shaped some sort of way in order for it to continue to like exit you in a cube shape. I think they're the only animal that does, right? Has cube shaped poops that I'm aware of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know of any others. I take my sweatshirt off. Ugh, roasting. Okay, let's see. How about uh okay, this is kind of cute. Cows have best friends and they get stressed when they're separated. I didn't know cows had best friends. Oh, that's really, really sad. Oh no. I don't want to think about that because I am a meat eater. I don't want to think about separating a cow from their best friend. How sad. Now, if that doesn't make you want to be a vegetarian or at least not eat red meat, poor moo. I agree. I agree, Lily. That's sad. Oh my God. What? No way. Okay. The inventor of the frisbee was turned into a frisbee after he died. What? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I don't know. I'm going to look it up. Inventor of frisbee turned into one. Walter Frederick Morrison, the inventor of the frisbee, had his ashes turned into a frisbee after his death, fulfilling his wish to be remembered through the toy he created. It was initially called the Pluto platter in 1955. And he invented it because of his childhood enjoyment of throwing the top of a popcorn tin. When he sold his design to Wham-O, they named it a frisbee. Marty McFly threw a pie tin. Yeah, somehow his family cremated him and used his ashes to create special frisbees for family members. And then Edward Steady Ed Hedrick, the inventor of disc golf, also had his ashes turned into a frisbee following his death in 2002. What the actual hell? Did you know Hello Kitty is not a cat? Right, Hello Kitty is a girl in a cat costume, right? Isn't that how that works? You know, being a person who has frisbee golfed and like met plenty of frisbee golfers, that doesn't surprise me because they're a bunch of weirdos, self included. Hi, Angela. No, you haven't missed anything, Angela. We're just sitting here talking about weird facts that people didn't know. Fun facts. Nothing too pressing. Yeah. Well, I think the like for me, the set off was the fact that Hello Kitty doesn't have a tail. You know, like cat would have a tail, right? She's an anthropomorph, a girl with cat features. Oh, okay. Imagine a grandkid or something asking to play with the frisbee and then having to explain, no, son or daughter, you can't. That's your great grandpa. Right? No, you can't play with that. That's got your great grandpa's ashes in it. Like where do you keep something like that? And like what if you what if nobody tells you and you inherit this frisbee and then you just go, hucking it around like you do with a frisbee, but you always win. Oh, plot twist. Little ultimate frisbee with grandpa's ashes, you know. That could be a good time. Okay, how about ooh, all right, here we go. Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. I knew that one. And also bananas are like they're berries, but they're not they can't reproduce the same way that regular berries can. Like bananas are like what's the word I'm looking for? They only have one generation. So like a banana can't grow a banana plant. It would be a plantain because bananas are actually like a created plant. They're a sweetened plantain and they are I can't think of the word. What's the word, Dustin? You know these things. A banana. It's like it can only have one generation because they're not like they don't have seeds. They're a fruit, but they don't have seeds. Like you can't plant a banana and make a banana plant. Family dog starts chewing. Oh, Rose Dawn, I like the way you think. Well, no, there's a word for what a banana is. Uh, bananas, one generation. Um, Banana plantations are subject to damage by parasitic nematodes and insect pests, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the bananas that we commonly buy in grocery stores, the Cavendish variety, are essentially clones. They were they're all genetically identical and propagated through cuttings rather than through seeds. So like you can't plant a banana, you have to actually take it from cuttings of existing plants because their seeds are sterile. And they rely on asexual reproduction or cloning to create new plants. The most common, including plantains, which are also bananas but have a different flavor and texture. I'm allergic to bananas. Have a banana allergy, and I don't know if it's the potassium or what it is about the banana, like specifically. Um, there's something about people who have like who get like hay fever or are allergic to hay that there's something about the plant protein pogo. Stop it. Dustin, give her something, please. You better give her some what you call them, pistachios. Okay, let's see. So I don't know what the statistic is exactly, but almost no one, not no one, because I've seen people do it. Most people cannot lick their own elbows. You are welcome to try. I cannot lick my own elbow. I have tried. I get real close, but I think you pretty much have to be like a contortionist to lick your own elbow. I can lick my own nose. I got a really long tongue, but I cannot lick my own elbow. Yes, I can. No, I can lick the tip of my nose. Most people can lick the bridge of their nose. Oh, not that part of my nose. No. Shut up. Can't lick that far up my nose. He's like talking like the bridge of my nose, like where glasses would sit. No, I cannot lick that far up my nose. My tongue is long, but not not that long. What's up, Teresa? How you doing? So yeah, go ahead and give it a try. See if you can lick your own elbow. Can you do it? And if you can, let me know. I'm interested. I'm interested to see if there are any of you out there that can lick your own elbow. Lily is not able to lick her own elbow. Cheerios for the bird. Something. This bird needs something. Usually we give her pistachios or she likes chips. She also likes chicken because she's some sort of a freaky um she's a freaky cannibal bird. I don't know. Doing well. We're just sitting here, Teresa, talking about weird facts that people don't know and probably you don't need to know, but they're just fun facts of things. We've learned about frisbees. That's you. I don't know. Is it raised stuff? All right, let's see. Mind-blowing science facts. Oh, okay. This is a little bit sad. A single teaspoon of honey is the life work of 12 bees. Man, no wonder they go nuts when people try and take their honey. A lot of work. What is the lifespan of a bee? Because you figure if it's the life work of 12 bees, are we talking like, you know, 3 days worth of work? Are we talking like 6 years? What's the lifespan on a bee? Lifespan of a bee. A Western honeybee is 30 to 60 days. An early bumblebee, no, not a bumblebee, a honeybee, 30 to 60 days. So like a half a year in total time, like for the whole teaspoon of honey. Well, that's sort of like walnuts, not walnuts. Yeah, walnuts. Walnuts take what, 5 years to mature into a nut that you can actually eat? 5 to 7, some of them. And we'll go throw walnuts into everything, and then it takes a long time to get back what you used. I learned a lot about bees from the Bee Movie when I was little, but wonder how much of it was actually true. Yeah. Nah. What's that? It could be why they're so hard to find at times. Because holy crap, there have been times where I've gone, and I'm not talking like, actually um walnut pieces or whatever in the bags. I'm talking like actual walnut nuts, like with the shell. I remember for a few years we couldn't find any of them in the shell. It was very weird, but it could have something to do with that. Okay. What's going on there? Here we go. Okay, let's see. Next one. Hot water. Now, this one I knew. Hot water freezes faster than cold water due to the Mpemba effect. The Mpemba? What's that? Let's see. Mpemba effect. Okay. The Mpemba effect is the counterintuitive phenomenon where, under certain conditions, hot water can freeze faster than cold water. While the exact reasons are still debated, possible explanations include evaporation, dissolved gases, convection, and the surrounding environment. Interesting. Well, I know that you could take like a vat of boiling water in the, in the freezing cold, like below zero temperatures here in Wisconsin, especially. And you can take that boiling water in the pot, take it outside and throw it into the air, and it evaporates immediately. I've done that before. That's lots of fun. Like it evaporates and then there's little bits of it that turn into snow, but otherwise it's just like gone. There's videos all over the internet on YouTube about that too. But yeah, if you want to freeze like ice cubes or whatever, it's actually faster if you put hot water into the little ice cube thingy rather than cold water. All right, let's see. Oh, according to astronauts, the moon smells like gunpowder. Oh, bumped you. Which I suppose makes sense if the moon has a sulfurous if the moon has a sulfurous surface, then it would smell like gunpowder. I guess that makes sense. But according to astronauts, the moon smells like gunpowder. And granted, it's been a hot minute since we've had an astronaut on the moon. I wonder if they would still describe it the same. Not cheese. Yeah, no. Depends on the type of cheese, I suppose. There are some kind of sulfury cheeses out there. A little bit sulfurous cheesies. I remember being told that the moon was made of cheese. And you wonder why somebody like comes up with that explanation for people that the moon is made of cheese. People are weird. People are real weird. All right, let's see here. What do we got? A day on Venus is longer than its year. Wait, how does that work? A day on Venus is longer than its year. A day is, say that again. A day is measured by its complete rotation on its center axis.
Long it takes. With cooking. That's
Okay, so a day on Venus is 243 Earth days, is longer than a year on Venus, which is 225 Earth days, because Venus rotates very slowly on its axis compared to its orbital speed around the sun. Interesting. Did not know that. I did not know that. I do not purport to know a lot of things about planets necessarily. I mean, maybe in a metaphysical type way, but not in like a practical, type way, like which one's the largest to the smallest or how fast one rotates on its axis or anything like that. But that's pretty interesting. So a day is measured in how fast it rotates on its axis. And then a year is measured by how long it goes around the sun. its orbit around the sun? Got you. Okay. Oh, science. Sharks are older than trees. They've been around for over 400 million years. So the first science memory unlocked. There you go. The first shark was on this planet before the first tree. I also learned, separate from this, that there were still woolly mammoths around when Cleopatra walked the earth, which seems like kind of impossible, but it's true. All right, I got one more on this square, and then we're going to move down the diamond painting to this other side. All right, let me move some things around because I've got to take you all the way over to the other side of the diamond painting because this square is done. Ta. And actually, I can probably show you the diamond painting while I'm at it. Yeah. All right, I'm going to lift you up a little bit. Here we go. Sorry. Moving you. Moving you. Actually, let's scoot you this way a little more. There we go. All right. Got to take the clippies off of it so you can see it. Check it out because I've just got one row left, this top row. And it's a big row because there's like a little mini row up at the top here, but check her out. Isn't she cute? At first, I didn't know whether I liked the ABs, the pink on the dog. See, there's ABs on the dog, but I don't hate it. But isn't she cute? Look at that. It's your gal. I like it. Looking good. Looking good, looking good. All right, there we go. Flip that back down. Ugh. So it doesn't run away on me. I'm gonna roll up the bottom so that's not just hanging. Yeah, I'm liking how she's turning out. Going real fast. All right. Let me flip her up. She doesn't hang to the floor here. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to scoot you over here. There we are. All right. Okay. Get some things here. Put you there. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button if you like liking things. If you enjoy liking stuff, you can go ahead and hit that like button. I'm going to leave that there for right now. Leave it folded. Ooh, okay, wait. Here we go. A jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii is biologically immortal. What does that mean? Well, thank you, Dustin. I know what that means. I know what immortality means. Okay, it says a Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, is a species of small, biologically immortal jellyfish found worldwide in temperate to tropic locations. It can hit the reset button and revert to an earlier stage when damaged. Huh. A rare process known as transdifferentiation is of particular interest to scientists for its potential applications in medicine. Okay, yeah. It can become an entirely different type of specialized cell. It's an efficient way of cell recycling and an important area of study in stem cell research that could help scientists replace cells that have been damaged by disease. That's kind of cool. Huh. So it doesn't die, it just hits the reset button. Similar to salamanders regrowing limbs. Okay. Well, I'm damaged. I'd like to revert to a young version. See, yeah, see, the same. I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. I don't know. There are certain ages I definitely wouldn't want to go back to, though. Like, I don't know if you could pay me to go back to like my teen years. Ugh, painful, painful in so many ways. It was terrible. Okay, here's another one. An octopus has 3 hearts and blue blood. So I was not like, it took me a long time as a child to figure out like that our blood wasn't blue. Well, our blood is blue it, until it's exposed to oxygen, which is why like our veins or whatever are blue. Um, but theirs is blue all the time. Horseshoe crabs also have blue blood, according to Dustin. And it's harvested probably for
blood.
dyes, maybe. It's a medicine. Horseshoe crab blood. Let's find out. What is horseshoe crab blood used for? It's used in the biomedical industry to detect bacterial contamination in medical products, such as vaccines, drugs, and medical devices. Because it contains a unique substance called limulus amoebocyte lysate, extremely sensitive to endotoxins, which are toxic substances released by bacteria. When it comes into contact with endotoxin, it clots, indicating the presence of bacteria. Interesting. You know, like human ingenuity is a strange thing, right? The things that we decide as human beings to like try out, like remember we were talking about the first human who decided to, walk up to a cow and suck on its nipple for milk, like the first person to go, that sounds like a great idea. How do they determine, yeah, I'm just going to start using this horseshoe crab blood to test for toxins inside of vaccines or whatever. And I've I've said to my kids many, many times, like when they were younger, especially, you know, you carry around with you every single day something that can give you the answer to any question that you could want to ask. Like just then, I asked, what horseshoe crab blood is used for, and I got a response. And we're in an age where we very much take all of that for granted. I'm not trying to go all like hippie commune on you or anything, but it doesn't cease to amaze me that like, we have computers that we carry around with us that are smarter than the ones that got us to space and nobody gives a crap. We're just like, meh, cool. Look what I can do. I mean, I was in a gas station and this man had a baby, like an infant baby with him in a baby carrier. Um at the register, the baby started to fuss, and this man handed this infant child a phone. I was like, we live in dystopian future, and we're already in it. It just messes me up a little bit, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right, let's see. Another fact. If you remove an ant's brain, it can still function normally for weeks. Men too. It's got nothing to say about that. What, no witty retorts? Nothing? He said what? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me know, what are you guys working on right now for diamond paintings? I'm interested to know. For those who are just joining us or didn't catch in the beginning, I'm working on Fisher Gal from Diamond Art Club. Ah, and I just popped drills all over the place. But you tell me what you're working on, because I want to know. What's up, Brenda? Ooh, Genesis 2. That one is a good one. That's a really good one. Little racy, but in a good way. A little bit sexy. I like that artist's version of the Red Queen. Can't remember the artist's name though. I don't know why it's completely escaping me. A DIY custom. Ooh, okay. How you doing, Brenda? What are you working on? Or are you taking care of the wee babs? Can't tell where the... There we go. Couldn't tell where the line was. Actually, I didn't do that. All right. Let's see. What else we got? How about Chicago mixed popcorn? It's sweet and salty all at the same time. Ooh, yeah. Jesse. Yes, thank you. That's the artist. Home for Dinner by Chuck Pinson. Okay. A Friend's Kitty Cat. Oh. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Is that the Marilyn Monroe one? I'm not even sure. Usually good at remembering names, except Amber Jean Nadine. Yeah. Ugh. A terrible name. Don't worry, you shouldn't remember that one anyways. It's an awful name that a woman tried to curse me with at a very, very young age. I can't even, like I said, I can't even imagine being that person with a name like Amber Jean Nadine. Just take me directly to speak to your manager, because that is what Amber Jean Nadine does. She needs to speak to your manager right now. There are certain names in this world that, like, you know who that person is before you've even met them. And Amber Jean Nadine is definitely wants to speak to your manager. Sort of like the concept of a Karen, you know what I mean? Definitely that. Marilyn Casanave. Okay. Hello, Helen. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Next fun fact, fun science fact. The human body glows in the dark, but it's too faint for our eyes to see. What? The human body glows in the dark, but it's too faint for our eyes to see. Huh. So that sounds like bullshit? Let me find out what Google says. Find out what Google says. Human body glows in the dark. Yes, the human body emits a very faint glow in the dark. This phenomenon is known as bioluminescence. I know about bioluminescence, but I didn't know that humans could do it. In humans, this light is emitted primarily from the skin and is about 1,000 times weaker than what the human eye can detect. Studies have shown that the intensity of the glow varies through the day, with the highest levels occurring in the late afternoon. It is also thought that the glow may be related to metabolism and cellular activity. While the human body's glow is not visible to the naked eye, it can be detected using specialized cameras. These cameras have been used to capture images of the glow, which can provide insights into the body's physiological processes. I didn't know humans were bioluminescent. I don't know. Apparently,
Most living things are. It's
Liana says aura. I mean, maybe something like an aura. And maybe that's how some people can see it. I don't know. I don't know. But I was not aware that humans glow in the dark. Even slightly. That's insane. Huh. And I wonder if that has something to do also with, like, you know how you can see humans on like infrared camera or UV camera or whatever, if it uses that to see humans, maybe. I don't know. I thought that was complete bull crap. I'm working on the Tinker Fairy artist, Mandy Manzano. Since it's one of the old kits, it just has 4 ABs. So I decided to bling her up, also adding 3 fairy dust, 1 iridescent, and 1 electro. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, another science fact. The Eiffel Tower grows taller in the summer due to heat expansion. Okay, that makes sense because, like, I know my house was built in 1900 and is primarily wood. Everything inside it is wood. And holy crap, we have issues like, in the winter, the doors don't seal as well because, the wood shrinks. And then in the summer, we have troubles closing things, windows and doors and whatever, because the heat causes the wood to expand. I wonder if it's like a measurable growth in, for the Eiffel Tower, or if it's something just so minuscule that it's not worth measuring. That's interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Useless but fun history facts. Got some history facts for you. Okay. Apparently, Napoleon was once attacked by a horde of bunnies. I don't know how one gets attacked by a horde of bunnies, but if it's going to be anybody, I'm glad it was Napoleon because he was kind of a jerk. A horde of bunnies. Wait, okay, now I gotta look this up. Hold on. Napoleon attacked by rabbits. In 1807, to celebrate the Treaty of Tilsit, Napoleon organized a rabbit hunt, but instead of fleeing, the rabbits charged at him and his men, overwhelming them and forcing Napoleon to retreat to his carriage. What? Okay, so apparently his chief of staff procured over 3,000 rabbits from local farmers for this hunt. Okay. And when the cages were open, the rabbits, who were accustomed to being fed by people, instead of running away, charged toward them, believing that they were about to be fed. And they flocked around Napoleon and his men, like chewing on their buttons and their boots, and like even forcing some of them to their knees. They can be terrifying. I'm gonna say. Overwhelmed and humiliated, Napoleon retreated to his carriage and even threw some rabbits out of the window as he has tried to escape the chaos. What the actual? Okay. Oh my God. How embarrassing. That would be terrible. But like, who can take a person seriously after that? And you'd think that like Napoleon would like never want anyone to speak of it ever again. So, he'd threaten to, break people's kneecaps or whatever. Like, if you ever speak of this bunny attack, I'll be forced to, take you out. Oh my gosh. Watership down. Something. Oh, okay. Here's one that I didn't know. The Guinness Book of World Records was created to settle bar bets. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I was actually looking and hold on, let me go back. I was looking because I wanted to know like some weird and random facts about diamond paintings and uh so I was like, I could either make this diamond painting related or just make it, random. I ended up landing on random just because I wasn't going to be able to go through and verify all of the information. But what I did find was that the first diamond painting kits were made in China in 2010, and that where is it? The largest recorded diamond painting, which was Guinness worthy, was over 30 feet long. And so I was like thinking about the person that I saw that had it was like 500 centimeters or something like that. Um, and it was, let's see, but right now, the largest on record, like that we can find, as far as like the biggest or whatever, because I couldn't find any more information on that. Uh, the largest so far, which is record breaking, measures over 6 feet long. It's 193 centimeters, and it was created by Diamond Art Club and artist Randall Spangler, and it's Dragon Brigade. I couldn't find any information about the one that is over 30 feet long. So I didn't want to continue on that path. I'm bumping things. I didn't want to continue on that path if I couldn't find like verifiable information. So I was trying to find some verifiable information, and that was what I could find is the Randall Spangler being at 6 feet, the Dragon Brigade. That being said, I can't remember how big the Emma Casey one is because it's possible that that one just isn't on record somewhere. I don't know. Not certain. But yeah, so when I was looking up facts, I was like, what other kind of facts? So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, so the Guinness Book of Records being created to settle bar bets kind of does not surprise me. Okay. So another fun fact talking about Cleopatra. Cleopatra lived closer to the invention of the iPhone than the building of the Great Pyramids. Closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than to the building of the Great Pyramids because they're so freaking old. You know, we kind of think about that time frame as being all amalgamous, right? But Cleopatra and Mark Antony were actually not that far back in history, um, relatively speaking, to when the Great Pyramids were created. I had watched a history documentary about Cleopatra. It was really good, but there's so many, so many misconceptions about Cleopatra's time and all that. Some girl created and sold one that is 500 by 100. Yeah, that's the one. I saw a video where she was rolling it out in her living room and it was like 500 centimeters, but I don't know if it's like on record anywhere. I don't know where you would, like, who you would go to record that unless it was like Guinness, but yeah. She had an Instagram video. I remember that much. The shortest war in history was 38 to 45 minutes long, which was the Anglo-Zanzibar War in 1896. It was the shortest war in history. Let's find out some more about it. It was a military conflict between the United Kingdom and the Sultanate of Zanzibar on August 27th, 1896. It's considered the shortest war in history, lasting between 38 and 45 minutes. That's about how long it took them to surrender. The white flag of surrender was raised over the palace. The war resulted in over 500 defenders dying, compared to one British Marine who was injured. So they basically jumped in, slapped him around for 38 to 45 minutes, and then they apparently Zanzibar surrendered. Okie dokie. All right. Oh, here we go. Einstein's brain was stolen and studied after he died. I did not know that. Doesn't surprise me. You would think somebody would want to study his brain after he died. Surprised it had to be stolen for that, but you know. What's up, Tanis? TikTok. Yeah, maybe it was TikTok. I can't remember if it was TikTok or Instagram or something, but yeah, there was a video of the girl that had one that was 500 centimeters long. And she like in the video, she rolls it out and it's like legit the length of her living room. It's really, really large. I don't remember what was on it. It was like a like this sort of like a meditation as you unroll it. It had like a little Buddha and like a lotus flower and whatever. It was really cool. I mean, you would have to have a bunch of different things to look at if you were going to do one that long. And I had asked Jade, like kind of what her maximum size was. And she said that, she'd had somebody who created a really huge diamond painting too. Can't even imagine what something like that would cost, depending on where you got that custom done. You know what I mean? Woof. What diamond painting am I working on? I am working on Fisher Gal from Diamond Art Club. It is this one. And I'm almost done with it. I'm up in the top left corner. Almost finished with this one. All right, let's see. Next fact. Viking helmets did not have horns. That's actually a myth from operas. Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess when you think about it, the like idealized version of a Viking helmet with horns on it is definitely from operas. Like, I guess, in my mind, I'm seeing Elmer Fudd, and he's singing the Kill the Wabbit song. So I guess that tracks, that their helmets did not actually have horns on them. So definitely one of the more recognizable symbols. Almost finished with the Tinker Fairy. Ooh, nice. Okay, here's another one. Tomatoes were once considered poisonous in Europe. I'm wondering why that is. I mean, I know that some rich person just said, no, I don't like them. So this says when tomatoes were first introduced to Europe, many believed them to be poisonous, earning them the nickname poison apple. That's because tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, which includes plants like belladonna or deadly nightshade, which is known for its toxicity. Initially, they were brought to Europe and cultivated as ornamental plants, not for consumption, further fueling the perception of them as potentially dangerous. And then Europeans who started consuming tomatoes often used pewter plates, which contained lead, and the acidity of the tomatoes reacted with the lead and then leached it into the food and caused a lot of lead poisoning, which was mistakenly attributed to the tomatoes themselves. But in 1820, Robert Gibbon Johnson famously ate a tomato in public to prove that it was not poisonous, helping to dispel the myth. Yes, interesting. Interesting. Well, that's all right. I don't like tomatoes anyways. So they can just keep on being poison as far as I'm concerned. Not a big fan. That I think is like not just a taste but a texture thing. What? Can't do it. No interest. None whatsoever. How many of you are tomato people? Do you like tomatoes? Are you pro tomato or anti tomato? Like, I'll eat ketchup. A tomato and mayonnaise sandwich? No, my mom liked that shit. Blech.
Oh,
Gross. Just imagine Snow White biting a tomato since it was called poison apple. Yeah, very well could have been. All right, now I want a diamond painting with Snow White biting into a biting into a tomato. Mm. Don't like eating tomatoes on their own, but I like it when it's part of bruschetta. Okay. I like spaghetti sauce, but even then I'm not really consuming the tomato in its whole form. I mean, I like chili too, which has stewed tomatoes and diced tomatoes, but it doesn't taste like tomato, like specifically tomato. And I like the tomatoes to be cut up as small as possible so that I'm not getting like the skin or the flesh. Blech. In second grade, I actually wrote down tomatoes as my favorite food. Okay. Sound like my daughter hates tomatoes but likes ketchup, likes oranges, hates orange juice. Yeah. I've always been like kind of a weird picky eater too. What's that? BLTs. No, I won't eat a BLT. I'll eat the lettuce and the bacon, but I'm not going to eat it with tomato on it. Like legit, I will eat bacon, lettuce, and mayonnaise with no tomato on it. Yucky. Need a little salt. No, that's not gonna do anything to the texture of it though. Not enough. Not enough for me. Remember biting into a sandwich from Burger King, and I ask all the time for no tomatoes. It was like a chicken sandwich or something, and I took a bite and ended up with a big old piece of tomato in my mouth, and I was like, eh. Nope, couldn't do it. Can't do it. Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting fact. Abraham Lincoln was a champion wrestler. Imagine him in one of those little wrestling outfits. You know what I'm talking about? A little wrestling uniform, like the little onesie, a singlet, whatever they're called. Is that what they're called? A singlet? Okay. Fun fact. A wrestling uniform is called a singlet, apparently. We need a diamond painting of that too. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln in a wrestling singlet. Thank you, Dustin. Dustin says they're a singlet. I don't freaking know. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Yes, Abraham Lincoln in a wrestling uniform with his top hat on still. Yeah, that's the stuff right there. Not a Borat suit, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. A manotard. There you go, Lily. A manotard. The manly unitard. I don't know. Friggin' testicle sling, because that's pretty much what it does, right? The giant sling for your testes that you put up over your shoulders, like suspenders, but for your balls. Seems correct. I don't know how these things work. I don't have my own testes, so seems like it would work though. Sounds legit. Jeez, no stuff. All right, this one. Well, damn, Elise, you can have my bacon. Oh, I'll eat your bacon. He was undefeated for a long time. There was also bear wrestling mixed in there. Yeah, I think I remember the bear wrestling. Once told a coworker I hated the look/smell of ripe bananas, but loved banana bread. He said, "Isn't banana bread made from overripe bananas?" Yes. Wendy, how do you hate bacon? What? Singlet is correct. Cat Googled it for you. Hi, Cat. Okay, let's see. The first alarm clock could only ring at 4 a.m. Like it was built that way? How does that work? Hold on a minute. Invented in 1787 by Levi Hutchins, was designed to ring only at 4 a.m. and it was intended for his personal use, not for mass production. He was an American watchmaker and he created a clock that could only ring at 4 a.m. to wake him up for his work. And it had no adjustable settings. It wasn't until 1847 that Antoine Retier received the first patent for an adjustable mechanical alarm clock, allowing users to set alarms for different times. And thus, the evil hatred of alarm clocks began. And think about it. They didn't have a snooze button back then. Screw that. Okay, here's a question for you guys. How many of you set multiple alarms? And if you do, how many do you usually set? When I set an alarm for like waking up or whatever, I tend to have like 4 or 5 alarms, like literally 3 minutes after the next one or whatever. I'm horrible because I'll just straight dismiss the first one, the second one, the third one. Like if I've got it, if I've got, especially because I use my phone for my alarm. So if I like put it across the room from myself, then I have to get up to actually like turn it off or whatever, then I'm up. But if I've got it right next to me, if I don't set like 6 alarms, forget about it. It's done and over with then. How many alarms do you generally set on your phone? Especially when my husband's out of town. 3. Yep. Yeah. See? I have like 2 or 3. I have 3. If I know I have to wake up, I do before the oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm horrible. I gotta set multiple alarms or I'm not getting up. And even then sometimes, now granted, if I have to be somewhere, I'm usually better about, responding to the first alarm that I set. I still set those other alarms just in case, but I tend to be better about actually getting up rather than just continuing to dismiss the alarm or snooze the alarm or whatever. That's if I know I've got to be there, like I can't miss whatever the heck it is, then I'll usually get up the first time. But otherwise, no. I'll just keep I'll just keep hitting snooze or dismiss or whatever. Yeah. Yep, Tanis is disciplined. Tanis knows what's up. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Before rubber, people used dry fish bladders as condoms. That sounds horrible. I mean, I know that obviously they used like sheepskin, sheep intestine. I did not know that dried fish bladders were a thing. That sounds awful. Just nasty. Blech. Okay. Animal facts you did not ask for. Okay. Here are some animal facts that you didn't ask for. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyant. That's fun. We've already determined that a group of diamond painters is called a dazzle, right? That's how you guys got named the Dazzlers, because you are a group of diamond painters. But a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Fun. Okay. This one I think most people know, which is that sea otters hold hands when they sleep so that they don't drift apart. And it's also adorable, freaking cute. Sea otters holding hands might be like one of the cutest things on the entire planet. I like looking at pictures of sea otters holding hands because it's pretty damn adorable. Oh, here's one I didn't know. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Hmm. Want to see that in real life so badly. Otters holding hands. Yeah. Very cute stuff. Very, very cute stuff. Now, I know that like sloths, they move so slowly or even sometimes so seldom that like moss grows on them, which, makes sense because sloths got their names by basically doing nothing. Kind of makes sense. But I did not know that they could hold their breath that long. Puts my whole day off if I by chance miss it. Need time to have coffee before dealing with some coworkers. Yeah, that makes sense though. There's like a certain a certain daily ritual or routine. Wow, beans, Jesus. Like he didn't even he just like literally slammed the gate. He was like, close this gate. I need to lay here. Oh, here's something I didn't know. Kangaroos can't walk backward. I mean, I guess that makes sense with the way that like their feetsies are shaped. The tail would get in the way. Yeah, that makes sense. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Okay. How about this one? This sounds like a fact that Dustin probably knew. Turtles can breathe through their butts. Um, I guess if you were like a turtle with another turtle and you were like, your breath smells like shit, it wouldn't actually be wrong. Like, wow, they can breathe through their butt. How does that even work, man? Turtles breathe through their butt. Some turtles can breathe through a process called cloacal respiration, which involves absorbing oxygen from the water through the cloaca or butt area, especially during hibernation or when submerged. Some turtles have sac like extensions on the sides of their cloaca, lined with tiny finger like villi, similar to those in your intestine, that are loaded with blood vessels. These structures, called cloacal bursae, allow for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the bloodstream and the water. They expand their cloacal opening and draw water into the cloaca, shunting it into the bursae where gas exchange occurs. What the hell? This method is particularly useful for turtles that are trapped under ice or mud, as it allows them to survive without reaching the surface to breathe. But while they can use cloacal respiration, they also have lungs and need to surface to breathe air. What the hell? Oh no. Are we being quizzed on this later? Oh man. Not the cloaca. That'd be pretty useful though. Being able to breathe out of your cloaca. Can't say I'd argue with that talent. I mean, if I had to pick, that's not the one I would pick. Probably not the super. Hey, listen, there's a superhero in all turtles, especially those that can breathe through their cloaca. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is something I did not know. Speaking on cows who have best friends, apparently cows moo in accents based on their region. What the hell? What? Do a French cow? Me. What? Okay. What? Me. Me. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Researchers have found that cows, like humans, can exhibit regional variations in their moos, suggesting that they have regional accents influenced by their herd and environment. What? Okay. Language specialists from the University of London, along with observations from dairy farmers, noticed that cows from different herds had slightly different mooing sounds, leading to the idea of regional accents in cows, just as human accents are shaped by where someone lives and who they grow up with. A cow's moo can be influenced by the herd it belongs to and its environment. Okay. Farmers in the West Country of England have noted that their cows moo with a Somerset drawl, suggesting regional variations in their moos. I don't even. A Southern cow? Moo. Meow. Valley cow. Meh. Meh. Boston cow. Moo. Wisconsin cow. Meh. I don't know why it sounds like that. That's probably more Italian cow. I'm very confused by this cow information. I want to hear a Scottish cow. No. Confused for sheep. Meh. I mean, I know that the word for moo in different languages is different. Like the word for bark or like the sound of a dog barking, like woof woof, is different in different dialects too. Or cats meowing could be like meow meow or whatever. Interesting. So they learn their dialect based on their herd. You would have to roll your moo. Murr. Murr. I don't even know. I don't even know. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. I'm confused as to what I walked into. We are learning facts, Amber, that we didn't need to know, and we just discovered that apparently cows have a regional dialect. Like they moo in a different dialect depending on where they're from. Like how people can sound different with different dialects. Well, apparently so can cows. And welcome, Amber. We're learning all kinds of fun things. Okay. A shrimp's heart is located in its head. That seems really impractical. So, headshot on a shrimp is definitely going to take it out, is what I'm learning here. I mean, can we posit any other information from this that if a shrimp's heart is in its head, then it's pretty much screwed with a headshot. Like you're definitely Dunzo if you're a shrimp. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. Okay. Oh, here we go. Axolotls never grow up. They stay in a juvenile state forever. What does that even mean? Beans? Sir. Be quiet. No. You're never growing up either. Because morphed axolotls can go on
They
to
can.
land?
They can. Generally, yeah, they're
I don't even know what that
because
means.
they're water creatures. Those are out.
Well, okay. So then they become something else when they go on land?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Okay, hold on a minute. Whoops. I don't know why that's opening. Here we go. Axolotls are a unique type of salamander that retain their juvenile characteristics, including feathery gills, throughout their entire lives, a phenomenon called neoteny or paedomorphy. They are obligate neotenes, meaning they never fully metamorphose into the terrestrial adult form like most other salamanders. They remain aquatic throughout their lives, unlike most salamanders that eventually transition to land. Okay. They also regenerate lost limbs. Interesting. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Some frogs can freeze solid in winter, and I knew this one. Some frogs can freeze solid in winter and thaw out alive in spring. Man, wouldn't that be handy? You just skip winter altogether and like you just freeze your body and then you come out when it's warm again. That sounds way more useful than being cold all the time. Their blood produces an antifreeze sort of deal. Okay, but that just means that the body itself doesn't freeze solid or what?
Right.
How it prevents it from freezing solid?
Generally, water and
Crystals.
swords,
Right. And you
so
wouldn't want your blood to freeze and turn into crystals and damage everything. Okay. Okay, I guess that makes sense. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Food facts that will change nothing. Here we go. Let's see. Not all of them are food, totally, but drop the pen on the floor. Okay. First one, peanuts are not nuts. They're legumes. I knew that one. I knew that one. That a peanut is not actually a nut. Okay, okay, okay. How about, let's see. I need a drink here. My lips are dry. Okay. Oh, I knew this one. There's an actual name for the smell of rain, which is petrichor. And for the record, I'm one of those people that absolutely loves the smell of rain. Like loves the smell of rain. I wish that there was a way to like legit bottle it and I would wear it as a scent. I love the smell of rain. Love it. Oh, here we go. A single spaghetti noodle is called a spaghetto. Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right. A spaghetto is one spaghetti noodle. A singular spaghetti noodle is a spaghetto. A pound of potatoes has more vitamin C than oranges. You know, it's funny because a potato is like a perfect food. Minus the dairy because it doesn't have any dairy aspects to it. Minus the dairy, a potato is a perfect food in that it covers like all of your basic food groups, which is why I like to eat baked potatoes as much as I do because they're like a perfect meal. And if you eat it with like, sour cream or and butter, I just learned how easy it is to dump wrong colored drills into wrong containers while listening to all this valuable. Oh no, had to use my vacuum pen to pick them out. A vacuum pen. I don't know what that is, but that sounds pretty interesting. Sounds way more useful than having to dig them out with a pair of tweezers, which is what I usually have to do. A vacuum pen sounds like something that they sell on Temu or whatever as a like as the new hip gadget or whatever that really isn't good for much of anything, but it sounds like it's good for at least something. Although, sorry, that sucks because I've done that too many times. Too many times. Did you know that you can't taste food without saliva? Really? You can't taste food without saliva. That is sort of gross. So let's find out some more information about that. It's as it's essential for dissolving food chemicals, allowing them to interact with taste receptors on the tongue. Okay, that makes sense. Like essentially breaking down the chemicals in the food to process that information over the different regions on the tongue. Okay. Okay. Saliva also acts as a solvent, dissolving the chemical compounds present in food, which are then able to reach and bind to the taste receptors on the tongue. Did you know that your own saliva is actually an excellent way of removing like blood stains from things? Because it breaks down the like whatever the stuff that makes blood stain, essentially, that it removes that. Not that I want to go licking things that I bled on, but you could, I guess spit on a paper towel or a washcloth or whatever and use that to clean up blood. So if you're a murderer, just go spit on everything. I'm sure it'll work great. Try it out. There's an experiment that you can try though when it comes to tasting food without saliva. You can dry your tongue with a paper towel and then try to taste something, and you're going to find that the taste is significantly diminished or even absent because the food chemicals cannot interact with the taste receptors without saliva. Interesting. The e-painter off Amazon. Tanis, will you throw a link into the Discord for that pen? Interested in at least checking it out, looking at it or whatever. Seeing what that's all about. Interesting. It's great because if I'm trying to hum, I'm definitely going to try not to taste things. Plug your nose and try and taste your food and hum at the same time. All impossible. While trying to lick your own elbow. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. M&Ms were originally created to help soldiers prevent chocolate from melting. Huh. I mean, that makes sense because I'm sure it obviously worked, right? It would definitely work because of the hard candy shell. But I did not realize that it was created so soldiers could have non-melted chocolate. I have a thick candy shell. You're probably right. Oh, this is interesting. Did not know this. Coca-Cola would be green without artificial coloring. Okay, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I would no longer be able to drink Coca-Cola if it was green. But that's pretty interesting. Was not aware that Coca-Cola would be green. I wonder what color green we're talking. We're talking like, Mountain Dew green, or are we talking like green? Ew. All right, what do we got? About 8 more minutes. We got some time for some more facts here. Hold on. What? A slice of bread upside down in a grocery cart means you're distressed. What? What did that even? I just Googled that and I couldn't find anything about it. So I don't know where the hell. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that meant. Right. You get enough people to search a specific term, then it will become a fact. I don't know what the hell. Okay, here's one that's actually true. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists found 3,000-year-old honey that's still good. It will never go bad. It crystallizes, it'll get hard and things like that, but you can fix that. Wow, bacon, thank you for shaking the entire planet. I'm like, what the hell? Piece of bread upside down is distress. What in the actual? This list went sideways. I guess they did. They were like, let's see if we can get this lady to say this out loud or anybody. Huh. Carrots were originally purple, not orange. I mean, I know like keratin, the thing that makes carrots orange, that you can actually like essentially overdose on eating carrots and it will cause your skin to take on a more orange tone because of the keratin. I was not aware that carrots were once purple though. That's new. That's new informations. You gonna make that bird start screaming again? I hope not, but with her, she probably will. All right, here's some totally pointless but cool word facts. I can't say this, but I'm going to try. The longest English word is pneumonoultramicroscopic Pulvocano canoniosis, whatever that is. Hold on. We're gonna look up what this word actually means. Pneumano pneumano pneumeno microscopic, sorry, silicoval conoconiosis. It's an invented long word said to mean a lung disease caused by inhaling very fine ash and sand dust. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's a fun word fact. The word set, S-E-T, has the most definitions in the dictionary. There are a lot of definitions for the word set. It is one of those very useful words. Or useless words because there's so many damn definitions. Start getting up there in the definitions and things don't become as useful. Oh, here's another fun word fact. Go is the shortest complete sentence in the English language. Go. It is a complete sentence and it is the shortest one in English. Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay, try and pronounce this. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia is a fear of long words. Try that again. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia is the fear of long words. That was nice of them to come up with a really, really SET set. That was nice of them to come up with a really nice long word for the fear of long words. Kind of dick move, if you ask me. Dick move, scientists. Try that one more time. Try that one more time. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia is the fear of long words. Good Lord. Hippo's fear. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's what I got too. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia is the fear of long words. All right, y'all. I'm going to wrap it up with one more fun fact, and then we will be heading on over to the Discord if you want to join us in voice chat. If you are taking off now, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you've not already done that. That's just for fun. And fun fact, you can become a member, a monthly member, by smacking that join button as well. It helps me, it helps the channel, and totally not necessary. I don't play favorites, so if you're a member, you're not my, well, okay, I'm a liar. If you're a member, you are my favorite. But listen, you don't have to buy mother's love. I'm gonna love you anyway. That said, if y'all want to come over and join us in Discord is totally free. Let's go in there. Let's chat about some other weird shit we didn't know about. And we will go from there. I hope that you guys had a good time, learned some random stuff. I know I did. A lot of things I didn't know. And that you'll join me on Tuesday or Thursday on Twitch. Or if you'll be back here again next Saturday night, that would be lots of fun too. I hope I catch you again real soon. And then a little fun fact to leave you with before I go. The dot to bring it all full circle, the dot on a lowercase j is also called a tittle. Tittle. So now you know. If you were ever wondering what that dot is called on an I or on a lowercase j, it is called a tittle. There you go. I hope you learned something. And then, like I said, I hope I see some of you guys in Discord after dark. Until next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. And as ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a glorious morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, you guys, I will see you very, very soon. Behave. See you in chat. Tittle, tittle, tittle. Dot, 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 dot. That's an ellipses. Dot, 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 dot is an ellipses. But a tittle, you got the nicest tittle anywhere I've ever seen. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys later. Bye.